The cryptocurrency is probably the most important thing that happened to the world finance in the past decade. But China, as the world's largest populous country, has laws strictly prohibiting Chinese people from participating in it. The big question is why? In the next 5 minutes, I will tell you about the conflict between China and the cryptocurrency and the reasons that lead to it. Since as early as 2013, China has repeatedly announced strict measures and regulations on cryptocurrencies. At that time, the People's Bank of China announced that financial institutions are prohibited from using bitcoins and other digital currencies for transactions. But this law only affected financial institutions, and cryptocurrencies could still be purchased and held and resold by Chinese individual and corporate users. In 2017, as the popularity of cryptocurrency surged to a new height worldwide, China once again strengthened the restrictions on cryptocurrency transactions. The first thing that went down was the tokens. The Web3 industry raises funds through selling these blockchain tokens to early investors. But in China, selling tokens was legally classified as illegal public financing, and then cryptocurrencies were denied the function of money. From then on, things started to go down quick. In the summer of 2018, the WeChat accounts of several major domestic cryptocurrency media were forced to close down, and WeChat Pay and Alipay were also prohibited from conducting cryptocurrency transactions. In 2021, China has taken the strictest action against cryptocurrencies. The People's Bank of China announced a ban on all cryptocurrency trading and mining activities, listing the risks posed by cryptocurrencies for financial crime and high speculation in the domestic finance system. According to blockchain data platform Chain Analysis, more than $50 billion worth of cryptocurrencies flowed from East Asia to other regions in 2019 to 2020. Due to China's considerable capitalization on East Asian cryptocurrency exchanges, most of the net outflows of cryptocurrencies actually originated from China. So why is China, or say the Chinese government, so determined in killing cryptocurrency? In short, there are 3 reasons. The first is that the decentralization emphasized by cryptocurrencies is contradictory to the ideology of the Chinese government. For ordinary people, the greatest value of the cryptocurrency is to keep the influence of the government at bay and ensure the inviolability of private property. For the Chinese government, however, the fact that it cannot directly control the income of the people at will and cannot deprive the individuals of their property at any time is intolerable. If the Chinese people, especially the rich people, get involved in the game and exchange RMB for Bitcoin, then finance will break free from the government's hand. Second, there is also the issue of taxation. In order to maintain stability, the Chinese government has provided a large amount of subsidies to the power supply sector. Therefore, compared with other countries, China's electricity prices have always been very, very low. This is good news for the miners because electricity is basically all they need. And the C2C model of mining is not subject to traditional taxation. So in a way, the government is paying its people to get rich without taxing them. This is totally unacceptable. Finally, competition. China's business competition is not completely market-oriented. For example, in order to kill Uber, the Chinese government has made a lot of exclusive compromises for Didi. In order to support WeChat, China banned the use of WhatsApp in the mainland China. On the one hand, this is to give domestic brands a competitive edge. On the other hand, the Chinese government needs to make sure that servers and online content will be firmly within its control. The same logic applies to digital currencies. China is actively promoting the central bank digital currency, or the so-called digital RMB. Simply put, it is a digital currency that is exclusive in the Chinese market. So, at the end of the day, the relationship between China and digital currencies can be explained using one simple word: control. The Chinese government wants money to be in its own hands, and does not want finance to be controlled by the free market or mathematics. But there is no need for you to be sad for the time being. Although Chinese regulations have raised the threshold for the Chinese people participating in cryptocurrency, it is the same thing as FreeGate VPN. It is prohibited by law, but many people are using it. But there is still a very important thing you have to keep in mind. If you are living in China, don't just talk about your Bitcoin holdings. Just play quietly. After all, maybe someday in the future, the Chinese government will suddenly put forward a new law prohibiting the holding of digital currency. At that time, it will be all too late.